Hey, my art heathens, J4D3 here, and we're drawing a picture of Queeny from the 1927 movie Metropolis. Metropolis was directed by a guy named Fritz Lang, and I guess the most memorable part was the actress Bridget Helm, who played Queeny and also the love interest in the movie. Now, I saw this. There's two versions of this that I've seen. The first one I saw was it was colored with like these trippy pastel colors. Man, it was more like a wash, and had modern music done to it. Like I want to say Queen did some of the music, or someone from Queen was involved, but it was great. And then at a store called Suncoast Video, I went and ended up buying the original for like $3, and so it's all in black and white, and it's a silent movie. And I was watching it one day with my wife, and we put on the Crystal Method soundtrack, Crystal Method CD, the band Crystal Method CD Vegas, and it synced up amazing. So that's how I usually watch it now. If I end up putting this on and watching it, I also have to put on the Crystal Method. So go ahead and check it out. If you lots of people have actually seen clips from this. There's a clip of these like tired workers shuffling in and shuffling out of these big elevators going to work. And it's kind of it's a working class versus ruling class story. And it's the most amazing science fiction movie. I would probably say my all-time favorite sci-fi movie, and maybe one of my all-time favorite movies ever made. It was decades before its time. And then the symbology in it is also amazing. There's neo-pagan and Christian imagery. There's pentagrams and the death god Moloch, or the devil, who just is represents the industry and the machine that just chews up and destroys the working class. And man, I don't want to really tell you all about the entire movie, because it's something that if you can sit through it, if you can watch a black and white silent flick, or put it to Crystal Method and just read what's going on, it's amazing. The other thing I love about this is the artist Michael Coletta. I think that's how you pronounce his name. He was super famous for drawing The Shadow. He's a comic book artist and doing another comic called Starstruck. He did a whole bunch of illustrations of the robot here, and just like, I guess he illustrated a huge chunk of this movie, this 1927 movie. Also, I heard this had a forbidden rating when it first came out because of the message that it was portraying. It was very, very powerful, and it still is today. I mean, it kind of goes to show you that the world is much smaller than you think, or at least than I think. And the things that were a concern almost 100 years ago are still a concern today. There's a picture of Mario that I was drawn. And I don't know why that's funny or why I had to mention that, but anyways, that's what I was using for a straight edge. Just the back to my drawing. Just this movie is one of the most amazing beautiful stories of the human condition ever made. Check it out. In fact, you know what? You can watch the entire thing on YouTube in its original black and white. So go ahead and go and watch it. And if you do end up doing that, leave a comment and tell me what you guys think about it. Because, again, one of my all-time favorites. And you probably should put a soundtrack to it. It'll just make it that much more of a enjoyable experience. And I just love sci-fi, so that's why I was really into it. Now, the other cool thing about this is that it was done in a time during the emergence of the, 1927, during the emergence of the Art Deco period, when Art Deco was kind of replacing Art Nouveau. And so it's got these just gorgeous lines, and the way the cities are created, and the backgrounds are just these epic Art Deco structures. It's totally worth checking out, especially if if you're an art person, or I mean, you probably are. You're watching my goofy art drawing videos, but if you're into art history at all, this is a stellar example of the Deco movement, and something that's just not illustration, because most Deco stuff was illustration, because at the time the Industrial Revolution and all that was going on, and these beautiful works of art were used to sell things, and this is a great example of it in a new medium, in cinema, which at the time it was a new medium, which I just found to be a bazillion times amazing. It's completely worth checking out. All right, my heathens, watch it, comment. The movie's called Metropolis, and I'm going to bounce out of here, and I'll talk to you later. Be good to each other. J4D3. I'm out of here.